Good evening. How everyone doing today? Happy Mardi Gras to everyone. I hope you're enjoying yourself and I hope you're being safe at the same time. But first, I want to have a little speech for y'all. You all know I.J Spiritual Divine. So this world, have been divided for a long time. For a long time. That need a change. You need a change. So I'm here to take care. I was sent here to take care of all issues that I feel is needed. You know, this is the month of Black History. So pretty much I have been talking about Black history. You know, not to come between making anything divide. You know, it is Black History Month. So I do see that history of being rewind. And I see it's a problem. And it have to everyone have to really come on be on the same page. So if we keep being divided, you know, we're gonna keep having these obstacles like this here. You can't even say history. You can't do anything without the whole world is just shaking up. And I'm not here to divide. I was sent here to make everything better. Have everyone to have equal rights. So it will not be able to get the same for all of us to be on the same page. It will keep being out of control if we don't make a change. But this world need a change. First, it's divided. We have to come together. Two, our history of being rewind back in the 50s, back in the 40s. Our history of being rewind. Three, it's too much killing. Too much killing. I thought, last year we had a worse year. But this year just started and it's still the same thing just we are showing over and over. So four, I did bang assault weapon. Trying to get some of these weapons off the street, trying to come up with rules. So many young people won't be able to go in the store and keep purchasing these rifles and these guns. I have been speaking on a whole lot of stuff, trying to make a change and help everyone that stuff that needs to be needed. So you can have equal rights. So there need to be a change. So I will continue on, taking care of issues, breaking change, all across the nation, so everyone can have equal rights. you know. And this month I will be speaking on history. This is Black History Month. You know, so I know there are much. I know there's much work needed to be done. We have a whole lot of work to do. First of all, I'm trying to break these rules. I'm trying to put these rules and policy in place. Once we can get these policies and these rules in place, then we can see a difference. You won't have so many young people, going into stores purchasing guns, unless they're doing trafficking guns, is still being in place. And that's the only way, they still be getting guns from trafficking. So that's on the speech I had wanted to bring across. I'm not here to divide. I'm here, to help. A lot of people been going through a whole lot of issues, and it have not come to pass. It's a lot of stuff not being equal. So that's what I come in place at. So I also have another speech with Mardi Gras. Today is Mardi Gras. This is New Orleans. So we celebrate Mardi Gras once a year, right here in New Orleans. So Mardi Gras is a tradition. That goes back thousands of years ago. So Roman festival Mardi Gras is known for its giant celebration. Where everyone party and eat everywhere. They want. The first Mardi Gras was celebrated in 1162, but in March the 3rd, 1699, when the French quarters, landed in what it is today in Louisiana. So before Ash Wednesday came to be known as Mardi Gras. a Fat Tuesday. You can call it either one. So New Orleans, Louisiana, highly created for throwing Mardi Gras celebration. We love celebrating the Mardi Gras. A lot of tourists come down here once a year also. So the historical continue that the festivals, and mobile were adopted in New Orleans and are now the temple, for celebration all across the country. In addition to being recognized as Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, 1.5 million visitors to take part in a carnival festival. So we have so many people, so many tourists come down here for Mardi Gras. So regularly from parade, from deck out on the floor to glazing custom. Everybody be having costumes out, amazing costumes. So with dazzling head and excess of glitter, everybody be lit up for Mardi Gras. So carnival time in New Orleans that we love. There is so many tourists, come down and visit, and they have fun. So I hope you continue on coming, and enjoy yourself, and we have a good time here in New Orleans. So one of the most popular parade location for experience, the Mardi Gras magic is Bourbon Street. Bourbon Street. After you finish the parades, everybody go to the Bourbon Street and you still have fun. So located in the French Quarters, the beautiful balcony, lined street are filled with wild parties enjoying the sight while shouting at the parade, for beats. Now Fat Tuesday celebration, we going all out. They go all out, for Mardi Gras, in New Orleans. We even have our mayor, she be there having fun. So happy Mardi Gras to all. Enjoy yourself. Be safe and make sure you're not too close to the floor. Not too close to the floor. You know. So also now I have some news for you. Terrible news. So elementary school. Raising Star. That's the name of the school. The third grade. The third grade. He went to the restroom, not knowing he was gonna go to the restroom and find a gun. So a superintendent, left a school bathroom. This happened 4 days ago. He left he finds a gun and the superintendent had left it in the school bathroom. So the superintendent Ruby, he confirmed. He went on and confirmed, that the third grade found the gun at the Raisin Star Elementary School back in January. This happened like 4 days ago, and notified the teacher immediately without moving or touching the weapon. Now he was real smart. So when he found the gun, he did not touch it. He was smart enough to leave it there. Don't put your fingerprints on it, and went told the teacher, and the teacher told the principal. Now that was a smart move that he did. So I advise anyone in these schools, don't bring guns to school. Now he said it was an accident that he had it on his side, and then when he went to use the bathroom, he took it off and laid it down and went out the bathroom, forgot it was on there. But the thing is, it's still dangerous to have a gun on your side around students. So a student might have in a state of mind, mad with somebody and stand next to you and just take the gun off your side. You know. So the third grader, Green, Mr. Green, Rising Star, made a shocking discovery. When he went to the school restroom, he was real smart. He did not touch the gun, and he informed the teacher quickly. You know, he informed the teacher quickly. Okay, so the superintendent, so that was smart of him to confirm that it was his gun, because it was going to do investigation if he wouldn't have came forward. So the superintendent Rubin, he had to explain, to the principal, or that he had to explain that he was using the restroom, and took the gun off his side and placed it, on the stall. And so when he got up, he just forgot it was there, and not knowing a little child, third grade, gonna come right behind him in that bathroom and find that gun. So I'm glad if he was smart enough to not touch the gun and try to use it and try to shoot it. He was smart enough to leave it there and went told the teacher. So I advise any student, if you find a gun anywhere in the school or anywhere, don't touch it. Just leave it there and inform someone, and they will decide on what they're going to do with that situation. So he went on to explain that it was left there unattended by mistake for around 15 minutes. Anything can happen less than 15 minutes. He said he realized it, less than 15 minutes the little boy already found the gun. You know, so for around 15 minutes until the student found it. So he had to meet, for 2 times they had to keep on discussing this incident, because pretty much, why is you coming to school with a gun? I understand that so much stuff is happening in these schools, and you feel like, some of the teachers had guns. You feel like you need protection. We understand that, but if you bring a gun to school, you have to have it in a locked box, and you have to put it up, but you have to have it in reach where an incident happened. You're able to grab it, but at the same time, you can't have it unattended where one of these students will find it. So in the meantime, Mr. Rubin, he was no longer to bring a weapon to school, and he also no longer worked there. Because after them had the discussion with him, first they told him he couldn't bring no gun to school. So I guess he kept talking, because then they had 2 meetings. So I guess after the second meeting, because they had 2 news that I saw, then they say he was no longer worked there. They had to let him go. Because anything could have happened with that child. If that child was in another state of mind, he would have wanted to see if I could just grab this gun and see if I could pull the trigger. You know, so he would have wanted to try to pull the trigger. I'm glad he did. So so the Register Police Chief Don Braveland, he confirmed, so that is an active, investigation. So they still investigate, that begin, Wednesday after, his office was notified of the incident. So they still had called to police. Because they don't know, they don't know what he had to go for or what was gonna happen. So I understand so much stuff is happening in these schools. So we got to kind of be careful. But at the same time, if you at a school, you got children there that still need to be protected. Look how the student shot the teachers. So suppose that the child was in another state of mind, would have grabbed that gun and would have tried to do the same thing to another child, to someone else. Good thing. Dude was a small child. A third grade was real smart not to touch the gun. He left it there and went and informed the teacher. And then the superintendent said in 15 minutes, then he realized he left the gun, but it was too late. Anything can happen in a minute or 2 minutes. A whole 15 minutes is a long time. So when he realized the gun was still unattended in the bathroom, it was too late. The boy hadn't found it, confirmed the teacher informed the principal, and then the principal calls the police. So it's still investigation. So one, I request that no one, bring no gun to school. We see what just happened. We see what happened, to the teacher. So two, you cannot leave a gun unattended, knowing that a child will find it. Will find the gun. So less than 15 minutes, right after he got out the bathroom, restroom, the little boy came right behind him. Anything can happen in a minute. Anything can happen in 2 minutes. So 15 minutes is a long time. Then he realized, he left the gun unattended, but the little boy already had a fountain. So three, even if you have a gun, do not have a gun on your side. Now he said he had it on his side and took it off to use the bathroom. That's still not good to have it on your side, because a child can still grab that gun off of your side. That's why when I had to get rules and regulation after the incident about the security in the school, that's why I said inside the school, do not have a own security. Have a own security outside. Because a teenager, any child can just grab that gun off your side and do whatever. Whatever. We see what happened with the teacher. We see. So folks, if anyone have a gun on the school premises, it have to be placed in a secure box on a high top shelf. But at this point, just like the principal told him, no guns. No one to bring no gun to school. I request that no one bring no gun to school. This is all across the nation. That it took less than 15 minutes for a child to go behind him in a bathroom and pump their gun. And suppose there would have been another child in a whole another state of mind. You know, would have grabbed that gun and see how it worked, test it out. Because all children mindset is different. Some children want to think it was a play gun and want to just try to play with it. So I request that no one, bring a gun to school. You know, so we talked about the speech I just made. I just read. This world is divided. And I come here to help everyone get equal rights. Help everyone on all kind of issues that is going on. I don't help certain people. I help all issues across the nation. With abortion and everything. All that is across the nation. I don't just help New Orleans and certain people. I'm helped to help all. That's why I was sitting here for. So this is the month of Black History. So you will hear a lot of talk about Black history, but that still should be kind of calm and not out of whack and out of control. So I do see that history. It's a discussion that a lot of people don't like. I also see that our history is being rewind. So if we keep being divided, we will not be able to get on the same page. It will keep being out of control, and this world really do need a change, and we do have much work to do. I'm so busy. I'm trying to get these policies and these rules together. That's the first step I'm trying to do. You know, um, so it's too much killing. I'm a bang assault weapon. I'm trying to have the rules where so many young people won't be able to keep walking in the store, purchasing the guns at 18 years old. So I also had changed the age on that. I'll probably be doing an update on that later on. So I will continue on taking care of all issues that I feel that needed, not personal issues that I feel like is needed to be crossed the board. I have issues all across the nation. Not just New Orleans. I'm trying to allow everyone to have equal rights. I've dealt with the abortion. I dealt with all kind of issues. Because abortion, it don't need to be banned because you can have health issues and all kind of situations can go on with a woman's body. That a baby it needs to come out if you have to have surgery. You can't even have surgery because they're banning the abortion. So I'm fighting for a whole lot of issues that needs to be dealt with. So I know there are much work to be done in this world. And I'm trying to do the best I can to deal with these rules and policies first. That's the first thing that needs to be done. So we talk about today's Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Now we celebrate Mardi Gras once a year. And so many tourists come down here and enjoy themselves. Being so much costume, liquor, cartoons and stuff. Everyone have a great time. They love to see the floats, they love to catch the bees and everything. And they just come down here and have a wonderful time once a year. And we also talk about this elementary school. About this third grade. The superintendent said, well, it was just 15 minutes. Anything can happen in 15 minutes. He said 15 minutes when he realized it was gone, the ball already found it. Because anything, he left out there, Next thing you know, the little bar came right behind. You know, you could do something in a minute. Things can happen in a minute. You could blink your eyes, something to happen. You could go to the corner, something happen in a minute. So 15 minutes is a long time. You know, you took a gun off the side, you know, and you have to remember to put it back on your side. And then that was still dangerous to have a gun on your side, you know, in a school, you know. So happy Mardi Gras to you all, you know, and I hope y'all enjoy yourself and be safe, you know, and I see y'all on the next video.